Hi everybody, welcome to Ecodriver. My name is Helmut. Today we do the consumption test on the Ecodriver Loop with one of the most popular vehicles worldwide, the Honda CR-V. We have here the hybrid version, all-wheel drive, with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with 107 kilowatts, 145 horsepower, and an electric motor with 135 kilowatts, 184 horsepower. But in this case, we can't add those two outputs as this is a serial hybrid, which means that the petrol engine produces electricity which either directly feeds the electric motor or is stored in the battery, so we never get more than 184 horsepower on the wheels. Only at speeds between 80 and around 120 kilometers an hour, 50 to 80 miles per hour, it then shifts to a direct connection from the petrol engine to the wheels, and the engine drives the wheels with a fixed gear ratio. That's quite an unusual concept, and we have a look at this and try to find out how efficient it is, as serial hybrids are not really known for being that. And then there is a third drive mode, which is pure EV, in which we are now. Traction battery has a capacity of 1.5 kilowatt hours, unladen weight is 1,684 kilograms, 3,705 pounds. WLTP consumption is 6.6 liters per 100 kilometers or 40.9 mpg UK. EPA estimated 38 mpg combined. Fortunately, it has stopped raining. The roads are still wet, but yeah, I think this will have an impact on the consumption. Here I show you the loop we're doing. First we go out of town and have to cover an ascent of about 6 kilometers, 3.5 miles. Then some rolling hills, downhill for about 6 kilometers, open roads with some small towns, motorway, and at the end 18 kilometers, 11 miles of city traffic. At the end of each one of those sections we look at the overall and sectoral consumption, and at the end we analyze the whole trip. I hope you'll enjoy the ride, despite the bad weather. You see here is some heavy fog, and after the hill section we have 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers. On the way down, we now only have a relatively small battery to store the regenerated energy. This small battery will be full quite soon, so we can store the whole potential braking energy. That's a general issue with full hybrids. Unfortunately, it has started to rain a bit heavier now, and this will not be good to reach a low consumption. At the end of the descent, we have 6.1 liters per 100 kilometers. You've seen that I was blocked by other cars, so I couldn't go as efficient as I wanted to. The car in front of us was going slow but very inefficient. Out of the hairpin, for example, he accelerated quite strongly, and immediately after he hit the brakes because it was going down again. To do it better, just use the momentum out of the turn, keep the car rolling until it gets down, and then gravity will do its job and accelerate the vehicle by itself. Open road is over, 5.1 liters per 100 kilometers. Now we approach the motorway. Here we are restricted to 100 kilometers per hour. This car, as most hybrids, regen a little bit when you take the foot off the accelerator. Personally, I prefer real coasting, so no resistance at all, which would allow us to drive even a bit more efficient. But hey, that's life. And you don't always get what you want. We now have some really heavy rain, and that's definitely not good. And at the end of the motorway, we have 5.2 liters per 100 kilometers. And now we come to the final section of our trip, 18 kilometers of city traffic. We're coming to the end of the consumption test with the Honda CR-V. What I find very useful here is the high power output of the electric motor, which means you can accelerate a bit harder without being in fear that the combustion engine kicks in every second. Also, we have more regenerative power, which means we don't need to be that careful with braking, as with most other full hybrids where you easily exceed the regenerative capacity of the electric motor. 5.1 liters per 100 kilometers after 75 kilometers. Well, given the disadvantageous weather conditions, I think that's really good for such a car. Well, 5.1 liters per 100 kilometers overall is really good given the circumstances, the bad weather, the heavy rain, and the fact that the CR-V has a serial hybrid, of which we know they are not as efficient as parallel hybrid drivetrains. Here you see the details of the trip, all the sectoral consumptions and the overall of 5.1 liters per 100 kilometers at the end. And if we compare this to the other full hybrid SUV I have done for this channel so far, the Toyota RAV4 all-wheel drive, we see that the Toyota was more efficient on every section, and overall by around 20%. But it's commonly known that Toyota hybrids are just the most economic cars out there when it comes to consumption. For comparison, you can check the video of the Toyota RAV4 over here, and there will be more tests coming like this very soon. I've most of them already done for my German channel, and now they are slowly translated into English for Ecodriver. If you don't want to miss any of those tests, then you can subscribe to this channel, and if you hit the notification bell, you won't miss any new video. Thanks for watching, take care, see you next time.